Okay, this is just a test just to see if this is working. Zoom this time because I cannot get Screencastify up. So let's give this one a shot. So just continuing on chapter 4 notes for you guys. All right, so we did 4.1 the other day, so now here we are on to 4.2. 4.2 is all about characteristics that will help you keep your job, keep any type of job, but specific to healthcare for sure. So these are the desirable characteristics that you need to be familiar with. Being empathetic means being able to put yourself in somebody else's shoes. Honesty, telling the truth. There's legal ramifications if you don't in healthcare. Dependability, being somebody that they can trust to show up, do their job the right way, be able to give tasks to, things like that. Willingness to learn means to be a lifelong learner. You don't just take what you know and that's it. You want to keep making yourself better. Patience, being able to take the time with the people that you work with. Accepting criticism. If your boss comes down on you and says, "Hey, fix this or do that," that you just are like, "Okay, you do it." And you're not combative in that regard. And just general enthusiasm, being somebody that's like happy to be there and kind of always pumped about their job and things like that. So pretty good. Continuing on, you want to be motivated, so you want to be able to strive to do better. Tact is being able to say the right thing given the scenario. Somebody is tactful, they can give the person, news or something like that in the proper way. Competence, being good in their field. Responsibility, being able to make sure that you take ownership of what you do. Discretion means to be discreet or to keep confidentiality going. And then being a team player means working well with others. So that's pretty much all 4.2. A couple of those do pop up in your final, so they'll be on your review sheet, but just wanted to go over that with you guys. All right, so effective communications. This is what your whole classwork was about this week, the Amy Cuddy TED Talk video that I hope that you guys all enjoyed. It's definitely eye-opening and really good, but the next part is all about communication. So communication is when you exchange information, thoughts, ideas, or feelings with another person. It can happen in many different ways. It can be verbal, through speaking. It can be written, either through text, digital, letters, etc., or through your nonverbals, which is what the Amy Cuddy video is all about, which is facial expressions, body language, touch, things like that. Essential elements of an effective communication is someone sending the message itself, the person receiving the message, and then any type of feedback that's happening along the way. In order for effective communication to be effective, you want to be able to send a clear message. So it's how you are delivering it and how they're receiving it and how they understand it. And in a healthcare setting, you want to avoid disruptions and distractions. Your patient might be medicated. Your patient might have some sort of mental disorder. You need to be understanding of these things and make sure that you're not delivering messages to them when they're unable to legally consent or understand things that could lead to issues down the line. So the next part is all about listening, how that's such an essential part to communication. You're, as a healthcare worker, going to be listening to a lot of people's issues and problems and things like that. So it's essential. You always want to try to actually hear what they're saying. Listening is a skill that requires practice. You want to always be observational in nature and observing the patient and looking for cues that they, might be I don't know, maybe their body language is saying one thing, but their mouth is saying another. So you need to be able to read into that. And that's good listening skills. And then reflecting back is a great way to prove to somebody that you're listening. So, teachers always say to guys like reflect or do a reflection. It's, well, did you listen to it? Did you internalize anything? You're giving it back to them. So nonverbals is the next section. And that's all about everything that doesn't involve written or words. So that's could be your eye contact, it could be touch. Oftentimes these will conflict with one another, so you want to make sure that your language is agreeable. So you should definitely be aware. Obviously, you guys know that you don't necessarily need a verbal cue to communicate effectively. Example would be like an emoji. Just by sending somebody a smiley face, a frowny face, laughing face with tears, poop emoji, whatever you want to send. Just kidding. Whatever you guys want to send, you can effectively communicate without actually really even saying anything. So The next thing's barriers. So in a healthcare setting, there's going to be tons of barriers that you're going to have to deal with. It might be a physical disability, like somebody's deaf. It could be a psychological disability, like, or attitude, like they're, racist or prejudiced or something, or perhaps they just are, mentally incapacitated. Somebody that might be autistic or something like that. So you're gonna need to find out ways to communicate with them. There's a variety of ways that are not just the old-fashioned way. You could use a translator. You could conversate through one of their loved ones. You could use nonverbals. There's many ways to overcome barriers. And then diversity, all the different language barriers, social customs, norms, things like that. All right, guys, I'm going to stop there. That's it for this chapter. I'm not going to go over any more of these notes because they're not really applicable to what we cover. Just kind of running through and making sure. Yep. The only thing I'll go over real quick, I think there's a question or two about this on your tests. We skip a lot of this stuff because it's like overkill. Hold on for a second. It's not teamwork, it's the leadership stuff. Yeah, so democratic, laissez-faire, and autocratic. Just make sure you look those up. There are questions about them in your notes. Laissez-faire leader is on your final exam, so you just want to make sure that you look over laissez-faire leader. That's basically like me, somebody who is laid back, who delegates and makes, just kind of follows up, is not, hardcore and oppressive and all over you. That would be like autocratic style. And then I guess you're kind of a mixture of all these things. And you're a little bit democratic in nature, meaning like, take a poll. Hey, what would you guys rather do? Would you rather do this or that? That's democratic leadership style. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching. Much appreciated, and have a great day.